One coming from Iran, one artist coming from Turkey, another artist coming from Algeria. Each of those countries have nothing to do with one another, and yet they're joined at the hip by the creative talent that we're able to assemble.
The opening was phenomenal. I felt like I was at the opening of the Grammys actually. It was really kind of chic and glamorous. I really liked that. It was, and especially in a time when everyone's all feeling gloomy about the market and the art world, when really there's nothing so gloomy. This is a great moment for opportunity.
It's one of the biggest prizes in the world, so it enables artists to realise projects that they couldn't otherwise realise.
We are a leading private equity firm, investing from Morocco to India in a region we call MENASA. We empower potential in companies that have a promising future ahead of them, and we invest in them and help to take them to the next level. The Abraaj Capital Art Prize is doing exactly the same thing by giving young, aspiring artists from this region an opportunity to be empowered with resources, with a relationship and advice coming from an international curator that probably they would not have been able to access without this prize, and to be able to put to work their imagination, their creativity, and to produce pieces of art that are reflective of the richness and the cultural diversity of our region here.
It's interesting because you don't realize in advance what the optical effect will be when you walk on it, because it's a reflection from the ceiling, but when it reflects on the material of the floor, it looks as if the floor disappears and the lights are reflecting from beneath, but it looks like it's 3 meters down. You don't know where your feet are at first, and it looks like there's a space.
Many of us, at least myself, took a very conservative or traditional view of what art is. And I think that's why I'm particularly proud of the selection this year, which shows 3 very diverse ways of expressing oneself from an artistical and cultural point of view. Art is far more today in the 21st century than just a painting or a sculpture.
Artists can imagine this feeling of, can include the feeling of vertigo before that the piece is made.
The Abraaj Capital Art Prize is open to all mediums, so there was no criteria applied in terms of, you know, in that respect. I think me personally, when I was doing my selection, I was looking at the geographical representation more than anything else.
As Turks, Turkish kind of national identity or national, let's say, template is built toward, you know, being European. So Turks always look toward the West, and you know, when you go abroad, you go to Europe. So suddenly getting this prize, which then took me and connected me and replugged me into the Middle East, was a very interesting experience. This is the first time I am coming to an Arabic country in my world. This is my first day, and I am 47 years old. So this is how Turks are. So I mean, this is happening through Abraaj, and I have to say it's a very good experience. When you look from outside, it's a box. which is like a pigeonhole or entrapment, you know, something that you cannot get out. And yet inside the shoebox, you have the image of me in this case, but it's this indescript man who is blind, but who is walking toward infinity. So there's a good contrast of the entrapment, but also infinity.
It's very interesting to present the work here because the work is about the West meeting the East, or the East meeting the West. And to do it in Dubai, it's particularly meaningful because, I mean, it's such an example of this meeting/clash.
Very often the artists' most interesting projects, they cannot happen within the parameters of existing institutions or existing frameworks, because they may be too big to be realized, or too small to be realized, or too expensive to be realized. And I think the Abraaj Art Prize is a great tool and a great possibility for such artist projects to become a reality.
It's an ancient tradition. It's something that you cannot do within 6 months, actually. So it was quite a challenge.
I've been so involved in this. Everything. Yeah, my life for the past 6 months has been solely, focused on this project and getting it off the ground, finishing it. I always try to do everything myself because I like to have control over, every aspect of my work. But this was an experience where, because there were so many people involved, and then at the end the result is something that I wouldn't have been able to create.
It is a new protocol, it is a new rule of the game. On the one hand, because it is actually not just a prize given to an artist, but it is for a team of an artist and the curator, which I think is very interesting because it's about a profound dialogue between an artist and the curator who develop a project.
To collaborate with my curator was important because, of course, for each step, the process of the project, the realization of the piece, I need support, conceptual support. Like, you really think that makes sense, Carol? What do you think of this? I have to say that she pushed me to not give up because I was afraid. Do you remember in London? I was like, I don't know if I can handle this.
About this.
I'm going to give up. I'm going to return the money. I don't think that I can do it. I was like, and she was, no, come on, Zoulikha, just do it. Calm down and yeah.
All the three artists yesterday who won the prize told me that without the prize their project would not have been possible. So in this sense, it really we can say it is an invention of a new prize for the 21st century.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you look around at the glittering surroundings, at the vibrancy of this exhibition, at the amazing location which is called Dubai, and you stop for a second and think of all the silly things you read in newspapers about credit crunch and financial meltdown and so on, you realize that the heart of the world is actually very vibrant, and it happens to be most vibrant in this beautiful city called Dubai.
It was very challenging. I think a very good learning experience as well.
I can say this is her most ambitious work to date, so it was the amount of the prize that enabled her to think in a more ambitious way.
Yeah. It's fertile ground for me, and it's a new and exciting thing for me, and I want to spend more time now in this part of the region. So it's kind of reconnected me and claimed me.
This is going to take our art collection to a completely new scale, and we're very proud of that.